Alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalam ala rasulillah, wa ala alihi wa ashabihi wa man wala. Then we're going to go over Thalathat-ul-Usul. We're going to continue building that. Yesterday we were discussing who was the first of the messengers, and he went on to say that Nuh alayhi salam was the first messenger, and then he brought a hadith that Idris was the first prophet. And we're going to continue from there, bi'idhnillah ta'ala. He says, وَأَيْدًا, and this is Sheikh Abdul Muhsin al-Qasim explaining the speech of Muhammad ibn Abdul Wahhab where we left off. He said, وَأَيْدًا آدَمُ عليه السلام هو النبي ولكن نبوته قبل أن يكون في الأرض شرك. وأيضا آدم also, Aidan is also Adam alayhi salam, huwa nabi, he is a prophet. ولكن نبوته, but نبوته because of lacking. قبل أن يكون was before أن يكون is mansub after أن يكون في الأرض شرك, and that is because before that there was no shirk. This was before there was on the earth shirk. Adam was a prophet before there was shirk on the earth. كما قال ابن Abbas, like Ibn Abbas said. Ibn is the fa'il here. He's the doer of the qala. He's the one who's doing the saying. Abbas is mudaf ilayh, the son of Abbas radiyallahu anhu. He said, makatha an-nasu, makatha, meaning to stay, to remain, from mim kaf tha. Makatha an-nasu ba'da Adama, after Adam, and Adam here is majroor after the dharf ba'da. But Adam is a word or a name which is foreign and is mamnu' min as-sarf. It is mamnu' min as-sarf. It does not take meaning for us and all purposes right now, meaning it does not have a tanween and it does not take a kasra when it's majroor, rather it takes a fatha. So ba'da Adama ashrata qurunin. مكث الناس بعد آدم عشرة قرون. Qurun is the plural of qarn, meaning century. Right? They stayed after Adam 10 centuries. لا يشركون بالله شيئا. They didn't make any shirk with Allah in anything, any type of shirk with Allah Azza wa Jal. فَلَمَّا, fa is so, lamma is when. So when nusibat, being majhul, nusibat, as-suwar with a dhamma there, right? Suwar, the plural of surah. Not surah with a sin, like the surah of the Quran, but surah with a sad, meaning a picture. And both of them have the same wazn or the same scale of being a plural. So surah with a sad, meaning picture, becomes plural suwar. Suwar. And surah from the Quran with a sin becomes suwar. Right? With the same scale. فَلَمَّا نُصِبَتْ السُّورِ. Nusiba comes from nun sad ba, meaning here to erect. So when the pictures were erected, meaning in the place where the righteous people used to teach, as we know the story. وَغَلَى فِيهَا أَهْلُهَا. وَغَلَى, right? From غُلُو. And we know that word غُلُو, like being extreme. وَغَلَى. And they went extreme. فِيهَا أَهْلُهَا. And its people. أَهْلُهَا being ahlu, being the fa'il, because it is the one doing the ghulu. وَغَلَى فِيهَا أَهْلُهَا وَعَبَدُوهَا. وَعَبَدُوهَا. And they worship them. مِن دُونِ اللَّهِ. From besides Allah, from other than Allah. أَرْسَلَ اللَّهُ. Allah sent. Allah, lafzul jalala, is the fa'il. Arsala, form 4 of Rasin Lam. Arsala Allahu azza wa jal lahum Nuhan. Allah sent to them Nuh. Wa aidan Adamu alayhi salam huwa nabiyyun. He is a prophet. Walakin nubuwatahu qabla an yakuna fil ardi shirkun. But his nubuwah, his prophethood was before there was on the earth shirk. Kama qala Ibn Abbas radiyallahu anhu, just like Ibn Abbas radiyallahu anhu said, Makatha nasu ba'da Adama ashrata qurunin. That the people remained on the earth after Adam 10 centuries. La yushrikuna billahi shay'a. They didn't worship other than Allah anything. And that's the end of the statement of Ibn Abbas. So the Shaykh Abdul Musni comments, he says, فَلَمَّا نُصِبَتْ الصُّوَرِ. So when the pictures were erected, وَغَلَى فِيهَا أَهْلُهَا. And the people went overboard in them. وَعَبَدُوهَا مِن دُونِ اللَّهِ. And they worshipped them in other than Allah. أَرْسَلَ اللَّهُ عَزَّ وَجَلَّ لَهُمْ نُوحًا. Allah Azza wa Jal, He sent to them Nuh. Any questions? That's Abdullah, that's you? That's the trucker?
Yeah. Alaikum.
Walaikum salam. I'm just checking because you wrote your name in Arabic, mashallah.
So, they ain't getting the background noise.
Not really, no. Nope. وَكُلُّ أُمَّةٍ. He continues. Muhammad ibn Abdul Wahhab, he continues. He says, وَكُلُّ أُمَّةٍ. And every nation. Mudaf, mudaf ilay. Ba'atha Allahu ilayha. Ba'atha, to send. Sent, He sent. Allah, lafzul jalala, is the fa'il here. Right? Allah sent. Ilayha. This is a mistake. That's not a kasra. This should be a fatha. Ilayha. Right? Ilayha. To it. Allah sent to it. Meaning, ha being ummah. Referring back to the ummah. He sent to it. Rasulan. What did He send? Rasulan. He sent a messenger. Maf'ulun bihi. Mansub. Min Nuhin ila Muhammadin. From Nuh to Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Right? Now, Nuh, is it an Arab name?
Think not.
No.
It's not an Arab name. But non-Arab names don't take tanween. So what's the case here? Nuh up here had a tanween. And then down here it has a tanween. If you write it by itself, it has a tanween. What's the reason here? Because
it's three-lettered.
Go ahead, Fadl.
Three-lettered. It's three-lettered word.
Right. If it's 3 letters, and the third of them is a long vowel, like Nuh, like Lut, right? Right? Lut, like George, for example. That's a foreign name, George. But because it is George, it will take a tanween if it's on that scale. If the middle letter is sakin, not long. I said long before. If the middle letter is sakin, then it's 3 letters and the middle letter is sakin, then it will take a tanween. So Nuh takes a tanween, even though it's a foreign name. So kullu ummatin ba'ath Allahu ilayha rasulan. Every nation, Allah sent to it a messenger. Min Nuhin ila Muhammadin sallallahu alayhi wasallam. From Nuh to Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Ya'muruna bi'ibadati Allahi wahdahu. Ya'muruna. Or ya'muruhum, asif. Ya'muruhum. Ya'muruhum. From amara ya'muru. Commanded, he commanded them. Meaning, commanded the people of that ummah. Bi'ibadati Allahi. With the worship of Allah wahdahu. Bi'ibada. Ibada is majroor after the ba. Right? Allah lafzul jalala is majroor because it's mudaf ilayh. Bi'ibadati Allahi. With the worship of Allah wahdahu. By himself. Wahdahu meaning by himself. Alone. Most of the time you find it translated as alone, but it's also by himself. Same thing. وَيَنْهَاهُمْ from yanha, but we said that alif maksura becomes tall when we add a pronoun to it, right? Yanhahum. And prohibiting them an ibadat al-taghut. An here is another harf jar like bih. So the noun ibadah following it is majroor. At-taghut is mudaf ilayh, the worship of at-taghut. And taghut comes from the root ta, ghain, alif maksura, tagha, to go overboard, right? What dalilu qawluhu ta'ala, and the evidence is his statement, the Most High. وَلَقَدْ بَعَثْنَا فِي كُلِّ أُمَّةٍ رَسُولًا أَنِ اعْبُدُوا اللَّهَ وَاجْتَنِبُوا الطَّاغُوتَ. وَلَقَدْ, here the lam is a lam of emphasis. Qad is another form of emphasis. بَعَثْنَا, and indeed we sent. بَعَثْنَا, we sent. فِي كُلِّ أُمَّةٍ, in every ummah. رَسُولًا, what to send? رَسُولًا, مَفْعُولٌ بِهِ مَنْسُوب. أَنِ اعْبُدُوا اللَّهَ, that they should worship Allah. Right? They should worship Allah. It is an amr here. That's why we don't have the noon. And this kasra here is for reading purposes. And i'budullaha, that we worship Allah, that you worship Allah, that they worship Allah. Wajtanibu tagut, that they worship what? They worship Allah. Lafzul jalala maf'ulun bihi mansub. Wajtanibu from jim noon ba, meaning to avoid. Wajtanibu form 8, meaning to stay away from and to avoid. At-tagut. At-tagut, avoid what? At-tagut, maf'ulun bihi mansub. Right? وَلَقَدْ بَعَثْنَا فِي كُلِّ أُمَّةٍ رَسُولًا أَنِ اعْبُدُوا اللَّهَ وَاجْتَنِبُوا الطَّاغُوتَ, and we sent to every nation a messenger that they should worship Allah and avoid shirk. وَكَمَا قَالَ سُبْحَانَهُ وَلِكُلِّ قَوْمٍ حَادٍ. وَكَمَا, and just as قَالَ سُبْحَانَهُ, he said, glorified is he, وَلِكُلِّ قَوْمٍ حَادٍ, and for every, this lit is for every qawmin, for every people. Had is the fa'il of, like hada yahdi, right? To be a guide, a guider, a guide, a person who would guide them. وَلِكُلِّ قَوْمٍ had. And every person we sent, or for every people we sent a messenger, or for every people there is a messenger. كُلُّ قَوْمٍ كُلُّ قَوْمٍ لَهُمْ had. لَهُمْ had. They have a guide. يَهْدِيهِمْ. يَهْدِيهِمْ. They guide them. مِنَ الرُّسُلِ وَالْأَنْبِيَاءِ. مِنَ الرُّسُلِ وَالْأَنْبِيَاءِ. From the messengers and the prophets. Meaning the had is going to be from the messengers and the prophets. The guide for those people is from the messengers and the prophets. Is there any questions?
I think had, there is a, it's majroor. لكل كل قوم لهم هاد. It's manqus.
Naam, it's mankus. Naam.
Yeah,
But
convene.
It's mankus, right? And take it to fire.
it's mankus, but does that mean that it's majroor?
Not majroor. I was telling that it's it doesn't have double dhamma. It has double kasra.
Because it's mankus. Elir, you're with us, is that correct?
Yeah, it's normally it should have double kasra because the thing
طيب.
is the way the
نعم
the way it's written whenever it has
نعم قاضٍ
which is
صح صح
yeah, like coding
نعم exactly جزاكم الله
they
خيرا
would drop the yeah.
جزاكم الله خيرا نعم
Yes. So that's the way it's written. So it's still fine.
نعم الله يبارك فيك نعم وكما قال سبحانه ولكل قوم had. It's the same thing as we have here, the same sentence basically. كل قوم لهم had, right? يهديهم من الرسل والأنبياء. الله يبارك فيكم. Then he says, وافترض الله على جميع العباد. وافترض from fa ra dad, form 8 here, right? Fa ra dad, you would look it up. Form 8, iftarada, meaning to make obligatory. Allah, Lafzul Jalala is the file. Allah made obligatory. Ala jamil ibadi. Ala upon jami' all. Majroor after ala. Jamil ibad mudaf ilayh. Mudaf ilayh. Al-Kufra. What did he make obligatory? He made Al-Kufra. Disbelief bit-Taghut. He made disbelief in the Taghut obligatory. Wal-Imana billah. What did he make obligatory? Imana billah. Both of these, Kufra wal-Imana, or are maf'ulun bihis. Right? The objects of iftarada. وافترض الله على جميع العباد الكفر بالطاغوت والإيمان بالله. Allah made obligatory upon all of his slaves, al-ibad, the plural of abd, al-kufra bit-taghut, disbelief in taghut, wal-iman billah, and iman in Allah. Wal-kufru bit-taghuti, and disbelief in taghut. يأتي تعريفه. تعريفه is definition. From عرف يعرف تعريف, meaning is definition. يأتي, it's coming. It's coming. He's going, Shaykh al-Islam Muhammad ibn Abdul Wahhab rahimahullah, he's going to explain his definition soon. يأتي تعريفه. Its definition is coming. والذي يجب بالكفر بالطاغوت بالكفر بالطاغوت. And what is obligatory, and that which is obligatory in with disbelief in the taghut, meaning that which is which is obligatory by someone having this disbelief in a taghut, huwa al-bughdu bil-qalb. To have hatred or enmity or dislike, al-bughd from ba ghain dad, to have hatred or dislike, bil-qalb, in the heart. والتصريح باللسان. Tasrih from Sad Ra Ha, meaning sarraha yusarrihu tasrih, meaning to be clear about something and to make clear with the tongue. He explains, فَمَثَلًا, so for example, يَقُولُ شَخْصٌ, a person, or the person, he says, كُلُّ مَا عُبِدَ, kullu ma ubida, everything, kullu, every, ma ubida, everything which is worshipped. Ubi, not abada, like it worships, right? But ubida, it is worshipped. Min dunillahi, from other than Allah, fahuwa batil, then it is batil. It is falsehood. Batil, right? The opposite of haqq. It is falsehood. وَيَعْتَقِدُ from Ain, Qaf, Dal, right? Look it up under Ain, like the word Aqidah. يَعْتَقِدُ, and he believes. Huh?
I was saying intention.
Intention?
Yeah.
I don't understand intention. What are you saying?
I mean the attitude.
And he intends, you're saying?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Okay. I'tiqad is to have a belief. You intend to have, but it's a belief. يَعْتَقِدُ بُطْلَانَ ذَلِكَ بِقَلْبِهِ. He believes in the butlan, the falsehood, right? From the same batil, ba, taf, ba, ta, lam. I said taf. Ba, ta, lam. To have butlan, this is falsehood, right? To have belief, that he believes in the falsehood. ذَلِكَ بُطْلَانُ يَعْتَقِدُ بُطْلَانُ ذَلِكَ فِي قَلْبِهِ. He believes in the falsehood of that in his heart. Right? Wallahu yaqulu, and Allah, he says, Allah is the one saying it, so it's marfu'. فَمَنْ يَكْفُرْ. فَمَنْ يَكْفُرْ. So whoever disbelieves. Yakfur is majzoom, because men here is one of those things which make it majzoom, meaning it causes it to be majzoom because it's a shart, it's conditional. فَمَنْ يَكْفُرْ بِالطَّاغُوتِ وَيُؤْمِن بِاللَّهِ, and yu'min as well is majzoom after men, because it's conditional. Whoever disbelieves in taghut and he believes in Allah, فَقَدْ اسْتَمْسَكَ بِالْأُرْوَةِ الْوُثْقَى. He has taken a hold of the mighty or the strong handhold. That's the jawab al-shart. The shart is whoever disbelieves in taghut and believes in Allah, then he has taken on to the trustworthy hold. That's the shart. That's the jawab al-shart. Any questions here? Idhin, Abba Sumayya, if you're with us, Abdullah, he's driving tonight and he won't be able to read.
I'm here.
Abdullah's not able to read because he's driving.
Okay.
Fadal.
وأيضا آدم عليه السلام هو النبي، ولكن نبوته قبل أن يكون في الأرض شرك، كما قال ابن عباس رضي الله عنه: مكث الناس بعد آدم 10 قرين لا يشركون بالله شيئا، فلما نشبت السوى وظل فيها وعبدها من دون الله، أرسل الله عز وجل لهم نوحا، وكل أمة بعث الله إليها رسولا من نوح إلى محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم يأمرهم بعبادة الله وحده وينهاهم عن عبادة الطاغوت. والدليل قوله تعالى: ولقد بعثنا في كل أمة رسولا أن اعبدوا الله واجتنبوا الطاغوت، كما قال سبحانه: ولكل قوم عاد. كل قوم لهم عاد يهديهم
من رسل
والأنبياء. وافترض الله على جميع العباد الكفر بالطاغوت والإيمان بالله. والكفر بالطاغوت يأتي تعريفه: والذي يجب بالكفر بالطاغوت هو البغض بالقلب والتصريح باللسان. فمثلا يكون شخص كل من عبد دون الله فهو مؤمن، ويعتقد بطلان ذلك في قلبه. والله يقول: فمن يكفر بالطاغوت ويؤمن بالله.
نعم. يعتقد بطلان. I messed up. بطلان ذلك. They believe in that, or in the, yeah. In Ilir, he can help us out. He's on Facebook. Those people are on Facebook Live while the brothers are reading. If they want to ask their questions, then we'll address it, inshallah ta'ala, while the brothers are reading when they finish. Suhaib.
نعم. أيضا آدم عليه السلام هو نبي، ولكن نبوته قبل أن يكون في الأرض شرك، كما قال ابن عباس: مكث الناس بعد آدم 10 قرون لا يشركون بالله شيئا، فلما نصب الصور وغلا فيها أهلها وعبدوها من دون الله، أرسل الله عز وجل لهم نوحا، وكل أمة بعث الله إليها رسولا من نوح إلى محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم يأمرهم بعبادة الله وحده وينهاهم عن عبادة الطاغوت. والدليل قوله تعالى: ولقد بعثنا في كل أمة رسولا أن اعبدوا الله واجتنبوا الطاغوت. وكما قال سبحانه: ولكل قوم هاد، كل قوم لهم هاد يهديهم من الرسل والأنبياء. وافترض الله على جميع العباد الكفر بالطاغوت والإيمان بالله. والكفر بالطاغوت يأتي تعريفه والذي يجب بالكفر بالطاغوت هو بغض بالقلب والتصريح باللسان. ومثلا يقول الشخص كل ما عبد من دون الله فهو باطل، ويعتقد بطلان ذلك في قلبه، والله يقول فمن يكفر بالطاغوت ويؤمن بالله.
الله يبارك فيك. Here we come. فلو أن شخصا آمن بالله. Here he's going to clarify for us, inshallah. فلو أن شخصا آمن بالله. فلو, so if أن شخصا, if a person آمن بالله, he believed in Allah. If a person believed in Allah, وآمن بالطاغوت, and he believed in taghut, لم يكن مسلما. يكون is majzoom after lam, and we dropped our waw because we can't have the iltiqa sakinain, the meeting of the two sukoons. لم يكن مسلما, then he's not a Muslim. ولو أن شخصا آمن بالطاغوت, and if a person believed in a taghut, وكفر بالله, and he disbelieved in Allah, لم يكن مسلما, then he's not a Muslim. Musliman is mansoob because it is khabaru kana. Khabaru kana is mansoob, right? Ismu kana is hidden inside the verb itself, right? ولا يكون مسلما إلا بالإيمان بالله والكفر بالطاغوت. ولا يكون, he's giving information here. لا يكون مسلما, and he won't be a Muslim إلا except بالإيمان بالله, with iman in Allah, والكفر بالطاغوت. Why is والكفر? Because of the ba, it goes over there. Except بالإيمان بالله وبالكفر بالطاغوت. لا بد من الكفر بالطاغوت. لا بد من الكفر بالطاغوت. If a person said al-kufru bit-taghut here because of the colons, like it's a whole nother phrase, then no problem. There's room for those things, right? We talked about that before. فلو أن شخصا آمن بالله وآمن بالطاغوت, so if a person believed in Allah and believed in taghut, لم يكن مسلما, he's not a Muslim. ولو أن شخصا آمن بالطاغوت وكافر بالله لم يكن مسلما, and if a person believed in taghut, disbelieved in Allah, then he's not a Muslim. لا يكون مسلما إلا بالإيمان بالله, he's not going to be a Muslim except with iman billah والكفر بالطاغوت, and kufr in taghut. لا بد, no doubt, من الكفر بالطاغوت, no doubt he must have this disbelief in taghut. فلو قال شخص, so if a person, he said شخص because he's the one doing the saying, inna dina, dina is mansoob after inna dina al-islami mudaf ilay, sahihun, sahih, right, is marfu' because it is khabaru inna is marfu'. Dina is ismu inna mansoob. Inna din al-Islam sahih, verily the religion of Islam is correct. Wa dinakum sahihun, and your religion, again, dina is going back to the inna because it is wow. This wow is called harfu atf, meaning it joins these two sentences together. So basically what we do to this one, we do to this one. Right? So, وَدِينَكُمْ sahih, and your religion is true. Inna din al-Islam sahih, وَدِينَكُمْ sahih. Indeed, the religion of Islam is correct, and your religion is correct. نَقُولُ, we say, la, هذا ليس بمسلم. This is not a Muslim. هذا, this one, ليس بمسلم. He's not a Muslim. فيجب الكفر بالطاغوت. فيجب الكفر بالطاغوت. كفر بالطاغوت is واجب. Questions? قال ابن القيم رحمه الله تعالى. Ibn is the fa'il, marfu'. Ibn al-Qayyimi, right? The son of the Qayyim, the son of the caretaker. Al-Qayyim is the caretaker, right? Because his father was the caretaker of Al-Jawziyah, the school called Al-Jawziyah. So he's Ibn Qayyim Al-Jawziyah, the son of the caretaker of Al-Jawziyah, right? Ibn al-Qayyim, he said, rahimahullah ta'ala, ma'na taghut, the meaning of taghut, ma'na taghut. We don't see our sign of marfu' here, right? Because of the alif maqsura, right? We don't see it. Ma'na taghut, the meaning of taghut. ما تجاوز به العبد حده. ما تجاوز. تجاوز min is from jim waw za. Here it means tajawaza yatajawazu means to go over, to surpass, right? To surpass, to go over. For instance, if we were to skip this paragraph, we could say tajawazna this paragraph, right? Tajawazna, we skipped it, we went over it, we passed over it, we went past. So he says tajawaza bihi al-abdu haddahu, that a person, or what a person, with it, the slave, al-abdu, he oversteps, he surpasses haddahu, its limits. Had, as we said, is the limit. Hudud are the limits. So had is a limit. He surpassed its limit. Min ma'budin. Min ma'budin. From being something which is worshipped. O matbu'in. O matbu'in. From taba'in. Meaning to follow, or something which is followed. Like ittiba' ar-rasul, to have the following of the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam. O muta'in, from the word ta'a, the root ta'a, obedience. So ma tajawaza bihi al-abdu haddahu, what a servant or a slave oversteps with it its bounds. Min ma'budin, from something which is worshipped. O matbu'in, or something which is followed. O muta'in, or something which is obeyed. And he's going to give us a brief definition for all of those. He says ma'budun, and this ra here is a mistake, it's just a typo. Yani means min dunillah, meaning worshipped from other than Allah. Mithlu, and yusiya, that a person from wasa, that a person gives advice, his last wasiyah, his last advice, his last admonishment to his family. And yusiya shakhsun, that a person, he is doing this yusi, he's doing this advising, he's doing this wasiyah. Bi an yu'bada, that he is worshipped. He advises the people, bi an yu'bada idha mata min dunillah, that he is to be worshipped idha mata, when he dies, min dunillah. So he tells the people to worship him after his death. This is something which is ma'bud, something which is worshipped. O matbu', and I said ma'budun here with a dhamma because we started. But if I said ma'budin because I'm quoting this up here, and matbu' or matbu'an because I'm quoting this, no problem. If I said ma'budun or matbu'un, no problem because it's as if it's something new, or you can say no, it's not new, it's just quoting above. Okay, fine. Right? There's room for this and that when we're talking. Matbu'un, something followed, يعني له اتباع فيما يقرره ويأمر به يأمر به. Right? So he's followed in what he yuqarriru, what he makes a decision, what he decides and commands with. وَيَأْمُرُ بِهِ, and he orders with, commands with. Mithlu. Now this is something I was not able to find in the dictionary. This actual word, and Allah knows best. Maybe it should have a fatha after this ha. Saharatu being a witch or someone who does magic, right? A magician, right? Saharatu. Mithlu as-saharati. Why? Because mithlu makes what's after it majroor. Mithlu as-saharati, right? So he tells you to do something that he decides and he commands with, right? Right? This is someone who is followed, right? Wal kuhan. Wal kuhan are those fortune tellers, and the kuhan. Now, the way it's written here without the alif, it could be the plural, but I couldn't find that plural in the 3 or 4 dictionaries I looked in, so Allah knows best. A'immati ad-dalala. A'imma is the plural of imam. The plural of imam. A'imma. A'immat ad-dalala, or the leaders of misguidance. Dalala, from dad lam, like daleen. Right? Muta'in or muta'un, no problem. Yani, meaning yuti'unahu. Yuti'unahu, meaning they obey him. Yuti'unahu. Fima yusharri'ahu. Fima, in what? Yusharri'ahu. Sheen, ra, ayn. Form 2 here. Sharra'a, yusharri'u, meaning to legislate. Yuti'unahu fima yushari'ahu lahum, and what he legislates for them. They obey him in what he legislates for them. Hadha yusamma, this is called, like the word ism, yusamma, samma yusamma, tagutan. This is called a tagut. Mithlu, like, and yakula, that he says, al-khamru halal. Intoxicants are permissible. Al-khamru halalun. Right? Halalun. Khamr, alcohol, intoxicants are permissible. Men abaha dharika. Men abaha. From the word, similar to it, what we know, mubah. Something being mubah, permissible. Men abaha dharika, whoever makes that permissible, yusamma tagutan. He is called a tagut. He is called a tagut. Any questions? Okay, we'll stop here because he starts another short paragraph. It's only a few lines, but he starts another paragraph and we only have a few minutes. If we get there when we're done, then we'll read it, inshallah. Yalla, ya Eid.
فلو أن شخصا آمن بالله وآمن بالطاغوت لم يكن مسلما ولو أن شخصا آمن بالطاغوت وكفر بالله لم يكن مسلما ولا يكون مسلما إلا بالإيمان بالله والكفر بالطاغوت لا بد من الكفر بالطاغوت لو قال شخص إن دين الإسلام صحيح ودينكم صحيح، نقول لا، هذا ليس بمسلم، فيجب الكفر بالطاغوت. قال ابن القيم رحمه الله تعالى: معنى الطاغوت ما تجاوز به العبد حده من معبود أو متبوع أو مطاع. معبود يعني من دون الله، مثل أن يوصي شخص بأن يعبد إذا مات من دون الله، أو متبوع يعني له اتباع فيما يقرر ويأمر به، مثل السحارة وال والكهان أو
كهاني. نعم.
أئمة الضلالة.
You're right. You're right.
كهان أو أئمة الضلالة، أو مطاع يعني يطيعونه فيما يشرعه. It should be يشرعه أو يشرعه.
يشرعه صح. شرع يشرع. نعم.
فيما يشرعه لهم، هذا يسمى طاغوتا، مثل أن يقول الخمر حلال، من أباح ذلك يسمى طاغوتا.
الله يبارك فيك يا أبا سمية.
فلو أن شخصا آمن بالله وآمن بالطاغوت لم يكن مسلما، ولو أن شخصا آمن بالطاغوت وكفر بالله لم يكن مسلما.
Right here on this, 1 second. Right here, this N. Is it N or Anna?
ولو أن شخصا
Naam. Anna comes before now. Barakallahu feek.
ولو أن شخصا آمن بالطاغوت وكفر بالله ولم يكن مسلما، ولا يكون مسلما إلا بالإيمان بالله والكفر بالطاغوت. لا بد من الكفر بالطاغوت. فلو قال شخص إن دين الإسلام صحيح ودينكم صحيح، نقول لا، هذا ليس بمسلم، فيجب الكفر بالطاغوت. قال ابن القيم رحمه الله تعالى: معنى الطاغوت ما تجاوز به العبد حده من معبود أو متبوع أو مطاع. معبود يعني من دون الله، مثل أن يؤصي شخص بأن يعبد إذا مات من دون الله، أو متبوع يعني له اتباع فيما يقرره ويأمر به، مثل السحارة والكهان أو أئمة الضلال، أو مطاع يعني يطيعونه فيما يشرعه لهم، هذه يسمى طاغوتا، مثل أن يكون الخمر حلال، من أباح ذلك يسمى طاغوتا.
Naam. Allah يبارك فيك. He says, والطواغيت Tawagit is the plural of tagut. Tawagit is the plural of tagut. What tawagitu kathira. Right? I don't know why that would be a fatha there. It should be kathiratun. Kathiratun. It's the khabr, right? It's marfu'. وَالتَّوَاغِيتُ كَثِيرَةٌ. And the tawagit are many. وَرُؤُوسُهُمْ خَمْسَةٌ. وَرُؤُوسُهُمْ خَمْسَةٌ. Ru'us is the plural of ra's, meaning the head. And their heads are 5. Iblis, la'anahullah. Iblis, who we know as being shaitan, la'anahullah. La'ana, to curse. Allah, lafzul jalala, the fa'il, Allah curse him. Iblis, la'anahullah. Allah curse him. وَمَنْ عُبِدَ وَهُوَ رَاضٍ. وَمَنْ عُبِدَ, and whoever is worshipped. Ubida, not abada, he worshipped, but ubida, he is worshipped. Passive, majhul. وَمَنْ عُبِدَ وَهُوَ رَاضٍ. وَهُوَ رَاضٍ, just like hadin, right? Jazakumullahu khairan. وَهُوَ رَاضٍ, and he is pleased, like radiya. Radiyallahu anhu, and he is pleased. وَهُوَ رَاضٍ. So whoever is worshipped and he is pleased. So what does he say by? He excludes Isa alayhi salam from the definition. Because Isa is worshipped, but he is not pleased with being worshipped. Right? وَمَنْ عُبِدَ وَهُوَ رَاضٍ. The sun is not pleased with being worshipped. The moon is not pleased with being worshipped. The earth is not pleased with being worshipped. So we do not call them tawagit. Right? التواغيت كثيرة, they're many. وَرُؤُوسُهُمْ خَمْسَةٌ, and their heads are 5. Iblis, la'anahullah, may Allah's curse be upon him. وَمَنْ عُبِدَ وَهُوَ رَادٍ, and whoever is worshipped and he is pleased. And he's going to go on with more, but Abdul Muslim al-Qasim, he says, وَالتَّوَاغِيتُ كَثِيرٌ, and maybe that's what it should have been in the beginning. كَثِيرٌ, Allah knows best. كَثِيرٌ, because it's as if he's repeating him. There are many. Maybe he used it in the feminine here because tawagit, it could be inanimate, right? And here he used it as if it is animate. No problem. Kathir, kathiratun, kathirun, same thing. There are many. Yani bi'a'yanihim. Yani, meaning bi'a'yanihim. The plural of ayn. Ayn, meaning the individuals. The individuals. So if we start naming all the individuals that are tawagit, then there are many. وَرُؤُوسُهُمْ خَمْسَةٌ, but their heads are 5. And he's going to go on a little bit more about that, bi'idhnillah ta'ala. But let's read this and be done for the day, inshallah ta'ala. Yalla, ya Suhaib. So if you need to go, you can, bi'idhnillah.
Allah khair.
والتواغيت
والتواغيت كثيرة ورؤوسهم 5. إبليس لعنة الله ومن عبد وهو راز. التواغيت كثيرون يعني بأعيانهم.
نعم. What did you say? You said la'natullah. La'natullah alayhi, meaning the curse of Allah be upon him. If you said la'natullahi, meaning the curse of Allah alayhi. But here it says la'nahullah, may Allah curse him. Same meaning. I'm just picking on you right now because you read so good and you corrected me earlier, so I gotta pick on you. No, I'm joking. تفضل يا أبا سمية.
والطواغيت كثيرة ورؤوسهم 5. إبليس لعنه الله ومن عبد وهو راض والطواغيت كثيرون يعني في أحيانهم.
Allah yubarik fikum. Inshallah ta'ala, we'll meet tomorrow and we'll meet after one day. We got day off tomorrow, right? The day off tomorrow, so we'll meet after one day and we'll continue. And then we only got 2 more days left in this book before we start Al-Arba'in an-Nawawiyah. We hope that you're benefiting, and we hope for those who chimed in on Facebook Live, there was some benefit. This is the first day trying it, so forgive us for any shortcomings. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته.